Spartanburg Methodist and Vorhees University. Today on YouTube, it's your Pioneers taking on the Tigers from Vorhees, who come into the game at 1-5. They are 1-0 on the road. Spartanburg Methodist 3-7, 1-2 here on their home court. And hi again, everybody. Chris Shima, glad as always to be with you. Final time here in this calendar year for me as Spartanburg Methodist, ready to tip off the second of a three-game homestand. Spartanburg will play a doubleheader coming up on Saturday against Columbia, and the men will play at 4 p.m. Let's meet the starters for today's game. First for Vorhees College and head coach James Williams. It's number 1, Xavier Finney. Number 2 is Keyshawn Fleetion. Number 3, Omari Bryson. Number 11, Dylan McGlory. And number 21 is Keyshawn Evans. And now for Blake Jackson and your Pioneers. Today it's number 2, Kelton Teasley. Number 3, Brian Bayon. Number 6 is Richard Rojas, the Conference Player of the Week. More on that later. Number 14, Zanai Davis. And number 21 is Mason Lamb. Vorhees Tigers, you're not going to believe this. This is game 4 of a 13-game road trip. Yeah, 13-game road trip for the team from Denmark, South Carolina. They're at Young Harris tomorrow, and then they head to Wilberforce, Ohio, my state, for 3 games, December 13th through the 17th, to wrap the first semester. Meanwhile, Pioneers, this is, I mentioned, the second of a 3-game homestand. On December 2nd, they lost against Thomas, 104-93. They fell behind 60-38 at the half in that game, plus 11 in the second half, but that comeback fell short. Brian Bayon, 31 points on 9 of 15. He was 10 of 11 from the free throw line. Kenny Burns, 28 points and 6 assists. Richard Rojas and DeAnthony Ross had 12 points each. Rojas had 3 blocks in the first half of that game. For the Tigers, they're coming off a loss up in Nashville against Fisk University on Saturday, 87-58. Been a struggle offensively for the Tigers, averaging less than 70 a game, so we'll see how this one transpires as the ball bounces to the Tigers, and we're underway. Bryson, product of Rock Hill, South Carolina, brings it into the forecourt. Here is the turnaround, extra pass actually out to Fleetion, and he buries the 3. Keyshawn Fleetion, 29% from 3 coming in. Buries that one and gets the Tigers on the board. So once again, it's Mason Lamb getting the start. Teasley, Cutter wasn't looking for the basketball, and the Pioneers start with a turnover here. Finney into the forecourt again. He'll hand it off. Fleetion will back it out this time. Now hands it off to Evans. Evans down low with the shot clock at 4. Can't get it in. Tip up, yes. So good start here for the Tigers. And for Keyshawn Evans, he leads the team 16 points per ball game. He is shooting 74% from the field this season. Nice little poke away. McGlory, I believe that was. And into the forecourt now, Finney. Evans has it top of the key now. Bryson again from Rock Hill, South Carolina, takes the triple, in and out. Rebound by Lamb. 5-0 start for Vorhees. Handoff by Davis. And the athletic play by Teasley. Kelton Teasley gets Spartanburg Methodist on the board. Teasley averaging just under 4 points per game. But gets the first bucket for Spartanburg here today. Pull-up is off the back iron by Bryson. The putback McGlory no good. And rebounding right now, troubling for Spartanburg Methodist. It's a team, neither team is tremendous rebounding the basketball. Both teams are being out-rebounded, not by large margins. Tigers minus 3.8, Pioneers minus 2.5. But right now, Tigers getting the hustle play. They have an extra possession now as Finney goes top of the key to Fleetion. who hit the triple moments ago. Cut off at the free throw line. Bryson will try another one. That grazed the rim, and that's it. And Teasley tiptoes for the rebound. So we're 2.5 minutes in, 1 field goal so far. Teasley tries to make it 2, and he does. That's his second bucket. He's got all 4. So Teasley coast to coast. Cuts the deficit down to 1 as Finney brings it into the forecourt. This is another deep Tigers team. Boy, these NAIA rosters, I hadn't done NAIA basketball in a long time. They're like 30 deep sometimes. This one's not quite that deep, but there's a lot of guys on this roster as well. Mandates these coaches have recruiting-wise. Inbound goes to Bryson McGlory. Oh, nice pick. Coming from behind, it's Teasley. Good start for him in the game. Looks for the assist now. Gets it to Rojas, who puts it up and in. Richard Rojas averaging 8.2 points per ball game, up to 1.7 blocks per game. He's now top 25 in the NAIA in that category. Staying with it was Finney, so Finney misses his first one but cleans it up. Xavier Finney just 2.4 points per game. And we have our second lead change just like that. After Spartanburg briefly took its first lead on a 6-0 run, and there's Bayon putting the Pioneers back on top, 8-7. Just about 4 minutes in, and a good start to this one with 3 lead changes already. Fleedion on the near side. Bayon was trying to force him to his left. Here's McGlory. Cross court, extra pass by Fleedion, and another extra pass. It's Finney. That shot was blocked. Rojas got the block, and then Evans gets it back for the Tigers. Stepping left, firing the 3, no good. Put back, no good by Evans, and here comes Lamb into the forecourt for the Pioneers. 4 minutes into the game and change. Pioneers matching their biggest lead at 1. It's been tight so far. First 5 points for Vorhees, next 6 for Spartanburg, and we've played back and forth since then as Bayon was way off on the 3. A rare wild miss by him. One of the offensive juggernauts in the NAIA, Brian Bayon. McGlory attacks, gets around 2 defenders, blows the bunny, rebound Davis. Here come the Pioneers, just about 5 minutes in. And Bayon will set it out to Mason Lamb, who will set the offense up for Blake Jackson's team. Pioneers came in averaging 85 points per ball game, and Voorhees just 69.2. Bayon trying to put the moves on. This is some nice defense there by Evans, and that shows you how good Brian Bayon is, as he gets it anyway. So Bayon's got 4, Teasley's got 4, 2 for Rojas, 10-7 Pioneers. Finney into the front court, guarded by Mason Lamb, man-to-man. Evans on the block, going to work, and Rojas with the foul, and that'll send Evans to the free throw line, I believe, when we come back. So free throws upcoming for the Tigers from Voorhees, 10-7 in favor of the Pioneers at the start of this one. 14:33 left to go here in the opening half. Spartanburg 10, Voorhees 7. My name's Chris Sheeman. Happy to be back with you. I'm at the home studio in Cleveland, Ohio, wherever you're watching from. As always, we appreciate it. This is it for me, Pioneers fans. One more game in the first semester for Spartanburg, and that will be on Saturday. So that'll be on the Pioneers Huddle channel. and you can watch that one there. I'll be back with you right after the new year, January 2nd, for another guys game against somebody. I don't know who yet. Pioneers will end the semester with an exhibition at UNC Wilmington, D1 game, coming up December 28th, as the first free throw is no good for Keyshawn Evans, who shoots them at 70% on the season. Come on, huddle camera, move to the left a little bit. There we go. We just got to see it as Evans gets 1 out of 2. Keyshawn Evans averaging close to a double-double, 16 points, 9.6 rebounds. Rojas attacks. Rojas got it in the foul. Richard Rojas, 17 blocks, 22nd in the NAIA. I mentioned 1.7 blocks per game, top 25. He's the Continental Athletic Conference Defensive Player of the Week with those 3 blocks against Thomas back on the 2nd. And the 3-point play complete. 5 for Rojas, 4 for Bayon, 4 for Teasley. 5-point lead for Spartanburg Methodist. 3 lead changes, no ties yet. Wilson into the game now for Vorhees. That shot's blocked. There's the first rejection for Rojas. Here come the Pioneers. Mason Lamb out to Teasley. Tiptoes the baseline, throws it away. So the second unit appears to be in right now. This is Lawson over to Johnson. Number 23, Umar Lawson. Number 22, Gary Davis Jr. Number 0 is Alonzo Watson. Evans stays in the game and gets the midi to go down. So Evans has 5 for Vorhees. 3 for Fleeton, 2 for Finney. Richard Rojas from the elbow. Rebound by Evans. Again, he's a monster on the boards. Number 5, Bryce Wilson also in from Decatur, Georgia. So that's the other sub for Vorhees. For the Pioneers, attacking is Davis, and he scores his first bucket. No Kenny Burns. I don't know if he's injured today. Maybe he'll come off the bench. No word from anybody on his status, but we'll check on it. Hunter DeCure will come in. Handoff goes to Wilson. Wilson will back it out now. In the corner, the 3 ball goes down. Alonzo Johnson scores. He came in averaging 1 point a game. So James Williams going deeper into his bench. And it's been productive so far. 2-point game. The scoop. I mean, my God. Brian Bayon. I bet if he wanted to, 50 a game. I really think he's that good, that if he just wanted to be Kobe Bryant in 2007, he can probably get those numbers. Evans over a quadruple team. Didn't work out for him. Here comes Spartanburg. The Pioneers attacking again, and the bank shot is good by Rojas. They're just going at Voorhees right now. I mean, the Pioneers are literally just taking it at them, and their biggest lead now is 6. A single victory on the year for the Tigers. International roster, too. The flip shot no good by Lawson. It trickles out, though. Wilson gets it over to Johnson. He'll fire another one and hit another one. I'm starting to wonder if these stats are a little deceptive here for these Tigers with Alonzo Johnson coming in 1 point a game, shooting 14% from 3. Could be the, kid injured who's just getting his feet wet. But, yeah, he ain't a 1 point a game, 14% 3-point shooter, that's for sure. So he's got 6. It's a 3-point game. Teasley had to save it. He does to Davis. Davis attacks. Davis, no, but he's fouled. And you love the aggression right now for the Pioneers. A lot of points at the rim. We're going to have another timeout, 10:54 to go, with Spartanburg Methodist leading at 19-16 over Vorhees. We'll be back. 19-16 with Spartanburg Methodist. Davis at the line. No word on Kenny Burns. I did ask, and nobody knows. So I got to think it's an injury situation. Sometimes, kid's late to practice, he won't start, but usually, they're still the first person off the bench when they're one of the best players. But I didn't even see him, so that's a big loss for the Pioneers, who were down a couple of guys already, as Davis up to 4 points. He gets both free throws. D'Anthony Ross in the game. D'Anthony Ross had 12 in the game on December 2nd, last Monday against Thomas. Near side Davis for Vorhees. Bounce pass by Lawson. It's swung back to Davis. This is Wilson now, Lawson. Good ball movement here against the zone for the Tigers. Lawson step back from the elbow, too strong. Rebound, Brian Bam. Averages close to 6 rebounds a game, 3.6 assists. We talk about his scoring all the time, but Bayon can throw some dimes. Teasley scored the first 4 of the game. Here's DeCure over to Bayon. Bayon goes behind the back, too strong off the glass, and we got a late whistle there on the Tigers. That'll be team foul number 3 on Vorhees, and send one of the best free throw shooters in the country to the charity stripe. He's now up to 5th in the NAIA in free throw attempts and makes. He's 65 for 75 as he gets his first here tonight. 22.7 points per ball game, 10th in the NAIA. In his last 2 games combined, 49 points, 59% shooting, and 13 of 14 from the free throw line for Brian Bayon, who's already up to 8 points here tonight. So we're at the midway point. Spartanburg Methodist, biggest lead now is 7. We had 3 lead changes in the early going. Vorhees led it 5-0 at the start, then a 6-0 run by Spartanburg Methodist. Then we ping-ponged a little bit, and then Spartanburg Methodist now pushing the lead back out. Jamarcus Johnson is in, by the way, for Vorhees. Again, I'll try to keep you abreast on everybody. Looks like he came in for Evans during that last media timeout. Pioneers will inbound it here. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Spartanburg Methodist, a lot of points in the paint here today. Brian Bayon tries a deep one. That did not go. Oop. Davis almost shuffled with it. Wilson swings it over to the left side, and the scoop shot is good. That is Lawson's first bucket. Umar Lawson, 8 points per ball game. He's another South Carolina guy. He played at Allen before transferring to Vorhees from Sumter, South Carolina. So a couple of these guys on Vorhees probably has some family in the stands. Catch and shoot three by DeCure was too strong. Offensive rebound, Pioneers. The scoop no good by Ross. Here comes Vorhees. And do we have contact? Is it a blocking foul? It is, and free throws upcoming for the Tigers. And it'll be Bryce Wilson. He might have people there too from Atlanta, Georgia. Vorhees is a South Carolina school, by the way. They're on the opposite end of South Carolina and Denmark, along with Denmark Tech in that area. Two different HBCUs. Wilson's a 50-50 free throw shooter. And he's short on the first one. Looking to get on the board for the first time here today. Rojas goes out with 7 points as Davis comes back in with his 4 for Blake Jackson's team. Pioneers is 1 out of 2 for Wilson, so he's on the board. Pioneers lead by 4. Pioneers have struggled from 3 at home, making a concerted effort to attack the basket here today. Just 31% from 3 on their home court this year. Ross tries to improve the percentages, can't. 41% from 3 on the road, Spartanburg Methodist. So shot just not falling from downtown as the scoop is no good by Lawson. Guess who's back in? It's Mr. Double-Double Evans. He's got another offensive rebound and another possession here for the Tigers. I started talking about this, a very international roster. We talked about the guys from the home state, South Carolina, but players from England, Germany, Senegal, the Bahamas on this roster. McGlory is from London, England. McGlory, the basketball mecca of London, England. And he's the only international guy that we've seen so far in the rotation. I talked to a soccer coach about this when I did an NAIA women's tournament. Catch and shoot 3 is no good by Lawson, I believe that was, and it's tipped out of bounds. That's not Lawson. That is Keyshawn Evans. Timothy Smith, number 32, and Friedrich Radfield from Germany. He's one of the international players we were talking about, number 13 in the game for Voorhees. Getting right around everybody. It's a slam dunk for Bayon as he gets into double figures already. Bayon now with 10, and it's a 6-point advantage for the Pioneers. Screen and roll by Evans, and it looks like it's going to be a block on DeCure. 15 foul on Spartanburg with still 7:39 to go. As we go to a timeout, 25-19, Spartanburg Methodist by 6.
You work hard to get into college, but how does college work for you? By giving you flexible options to learn your way, on your time. By making career skills training part of your degree. By creating a welcoming and diverse campus where you can live while learning what you love. And by keeping costs affordable so you can get the full college experience without a lifetime of debt. SMC, college that works for you.
Rebound goes to Evans out of the timeout. Redfield puts it into the corner. Now this is Johnson. Johnson had it poked away. Steal by Bayon. Bayon spins, attacks, and draws contact. I started talking about this before the timeout, but I was doing the NAIA Women's National Championship game about like a decade, or I don't know how long ago it was. Time is meaningless. But talking to one of the coaches, because the entire women's roster was all international, and they said that in the NAIA it's a little bit easier in terms of eligibility for these international kids to come over and play right away, just because of the, I don't know, the grades or the way that high school is constructed overseas and in other countries, even in the Americas, that it's harder to get eligibility in the NCAA. So a lot of these kids go NAIA. And you expect that in soccer because, soccer's, American soccer, especially on the guys' side, is just bad. But you see it, again, here with Vorhees, with players from Germany and England and Senegal and even the Bahamas. And that's part of the reason why you see it. It's so prevalent even outside of soccer in the NAIA compared to the rest of the organizations. So just an interesting little tidbit. One of the benefits of NAIA. Turnover here in numbers now for the Tigers. The scoop no good. The put back by Evans, who's on his way to a double-double in the first half. He's got 7 points already, and he's got 20 or 30 rebounds, it feels like. But Spartanburg Methodist leading by 6 now after taking their brief biggest lead at 8, and Brian Bayon banks it off the glass. He has got 15 points. Like it's nothing. There's still 6:24 to go here in this half. And that's what I'm saying. If he just wanted to be a ball hog, he can get 50 a game. I guarantee it. Not encouraging it. But I'm just saying he's got it in him if he wanted to. The question is, do you as a coach, would you take him out? I guess not if he's missing. Rojas is back in as Ross goes out, scoreless first half. Finney back in the game. I'm going to try my best here, Vorhees fans, but when you got 70 guys on the roster, I can only do so much. Finney is in the corner. I believe Johnson is still in there. Johnson, the point guard, is back in, and then there's Marquise Johnson. Radfield is also in for Vorhees and some other people. It's Finney at the free throw line, professionalism at its finest right here. Xavier Finney was previously, according to the stats, perfect from the free throw line up until that one. And he missed them both. That's why I'm thinking these stats are not all they're cracked up to be, because that did not look like a perfect free throw shooter. But anyways, Mason Lamb back in for Spartanburg Methodist. Rojas, Bayon, DeCure, and Davis. That's the 5 right now. Putting the moves on Bayon. They brought everybody to him. It's a steal, and on the run out, it's poked away by Mason Lamb. The hustle play by Lamb. Vorhees is going to call for timeout. 5:45 left to play here in the first half. And Spartanburg Methodist matching its biggest lead now at 9.
You work hard to get into college, but how does college work for you? By giving you flexible options to learn your way, on your time. By making career skills training part of your degree. By creating a welcoming and diverse campus where you can live while learning what you love. And by keeping costs affordable so you can get the full college experience without a lifetime of debt. SMC, college that works for you.
Apparently the women are in a barn burner down in Columbia against the Koalas, and it's in a second overtime. They're tied at 77 there. We have a 9-point lead for Spartanburg Methodist here on the home court. Chris Sheeman back with you. 61% shooting for the Pioneers, just 27% for Vorhees. Kind of concerns you to think maybe the lead should be a little bit higher, but Spartanburg Methodist getting a stop there as Marshall Lamb has come into the game now for Blake Jackson. Again, we have not seen Kenny Burns today. Not sure what the deal is, but not active today for whatever reason. And a huge loss, but right now, Spartanburg Methodist doing okay without him. Brian Bayon, a big reason why. He's got 15 first half points as he gets it to Davis. Davis had it blocked by Evans. Tigers with some nice defense. And they throw it down low, try to reward the big man. He missed. Got the offensive rebound. Finney with the extra pass. It swung over to the corner. Johnson, who hit 2 threes earlier in the game, couldn't get it. But guess who? Evans was determined there. And he's closing in on double figures now. He has 9 points. Lead is 7 for Spartanburg Methodist. Chris Sheeman back here with you from Ohio. Catch and shoot triple is short. Evans with another rebound. Finney, 2 points here in the half. Back to Evans on the wing. He'll shoot it from deep, no good. Offensive rebound by Smith. Number 32 is Timothy Smith. Here's Johnson out deep. Evans now right of the lane. Nearing 4 to play in the half. Evans double pump, can't score. They tried for the offensive rebound, but out of the pack, here's the Pioneers. And it's Mason Lamb hanging it short. Fight for the rebound. Marshall's got it. Now here's Rojas. Mason Lamb now will set it up as the Pioneers slow things down. Bayon out deep. Finney doing what he can against them. Bayon going one-on-one, putting the moves on. Got cut off, swings it out, had to beat the shot clock, did Marshall Lamb, and they say they didn't get it off in time. That'll bring us to another media timeout. 30-23, Pioneers looking to get their second home victory. Welcome back, everybody. Chris Sheeman with you. And it's 30-23 Spartanburg Methodist over Vorhees. Vorhees picking up its lone victory on the road. I mentioned this is a long road trip. 13 straight games on the road as the Tigers turn it over out of the timeout. I believe a 10-second call. Their next home game is not until January 18th against Talladega. The HBCU Athletic Conference, they play these pod games. So what's going to happen is, for example, the Tigers going to head up to Wilberforce, Ohio, which I've been there before. I called a game there one time. It's kind of over by Dave Chappelle land, where he lives down there in west central Ohio-ish, kind of near Dayton. Anyways, what was I talking about? So they go to Wilberforce for 3 games. These are all conference games, though. They'll be there for 4 days, 13th through the 17th. And after Wilberforce, the Tigers go to Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and they'll play 3 games at the start of January. So it's very interesting how the conference does their conference games. Everybody kind of gathers, and Lamb almost got it to go. Ross tried for the tip, and then we have a whistle on the rebound, or it's going to be Tigers basketball with 3:07 left to go. 7-point lead for your Pioneers. They've led by as many as 9. Voorhees scored the first 5 points of the game. Out deep, Johnson. Evans, top of the key. Scoops it to Bryson, and Bryson gets it to go. It's a 4-point game. Rock Hill and Spartanburg separated by, about an hour? It's a weird trip because you got to go up and over, but that's how most South Carolina roads are with all the marshes and stuff, the way that the roads were laid out. But I used to make the trip from Greenville to Rock Hill when I was working for Clinton College, when I was living in the upstate at the time. And nice steal on the inbound. Bayon couldn't get it to go, though. It's out of bounds, and I believe it's going to stay with the Pioneers. So offense doesn't work out, but defense by Brian Bayon will give his team a possession and an opportunity to build the lead back up a little bit here as Voorhees has made a little mini run. Rojas, step back, no good. Offensive rebound by Gray, who's in. So first time for Isaac Gray here tonight. So Gray, Bayon, Marshall, Lamb. You mentioned Rojas is out there. Ross. Bryson with the extra pass, and the 3 is good for Fleetion. He is up to 6 points. And that bounce pass goes right through the hands of Ross. So Spartanburg getting a little sloppy. It's a 6-0 run. Correction, 8-0 run for Voorhees. Handoff goes to Johnson for the Tigers. Johnson attacks, swings it out in the corner. It's Finney for 3, no good. Lamb with the rebound. Bayon with 15 in the half. Puts the moves on, had it stripped away. It stays with Ross, and then Ross is fouled. It's the 15th foul on Voorhees, 6 on the Pioneers, with 1:12 to play in the half. And we're going to get another timeout. We'll take another one again. Why not? 1:12 to go here in the half. We'll be back. Late first half, 30-29. Pioneers clinging to a 1-point lead after leading by as many as 9. Tigers have come back to make things interesting here at the end of the half. Goes into Rojas, who's got 7 in the first half. Rojas attacks, and that's what Spartanburg was doing earlier in the game to help them build that lead. They were attacking the basket. Rojas gets back to basics. He's up to 9 points. Glory swings it out. It's a catch-and-shoot three, and another one by Bryson. He's got 6 now here in the half, and we have our first tie. Even Steven at 32. We'll take the full halftime break, come back, bring you the first half highlights. Double pump by Rojas, counted in the foul for Richard Rojas as he goes into double figures. Give you the first half stats as well. So Rojas and Bayon have combined for 26 of the 34 points. And Rojas averaging 8.2 points per ball game, stepping in the absence of Kenny Burns. And he's in double figures. Nice to see. Rojas on the year is struggled from the free throw line. See if he can complete the three-point play. He can. Doesn't for Rojas. 2.8 is the difference between the game and shot clock. Voorhees going quick. And then that is a foul on Evans. And if you're just joining us, folks, if you're a Voorhees fan and you're not used to our broadcast, the huddle camera, the audio is not quite in sync, so a lot of these whistles sound a lot later than they actually are. So if you're wondering, like, wow, why did that whistle come so late? It really didn't. In most cases, there was one late whistle. As Evans now in double figures with 10 points. Davis with 4 points comes in as Ross sits down for Blake Jackson. Evans now with 11. It's a 1-point game. Pioneers can hold for the final shot of the half. Lamb gets it across, had it poked away, recovered, had it poked away again, and then Davis just couldn't get there in time. So sloppy play there for the Pioneers, and now Voorhees with an opportunity to take the last shot and get the lead going into the locker room here after trailing by as many as 9. There's Johnson into the forecourt with 3, with 2, with 1, double pumps, and a whistle with .7. A foul on Spartanburg is going to lead to 2 free throws now. Richard Rojas, the guilty party. Alonzo Johnson has yet to hit a free throw again, and previous to this game has seen very limited action. But he does have 6 points here in this first half, all from behind the arc. Johnson now with 7. And now 8. Fourth lead change, and Voorhees takes a 1-point lead into the locker room. So Spartanburg Methodist leads by as many as 9, but the Tigers close the half strong, and after 20 minutes, Voorhees 36, Spartanburg Methodist 35. We'll be back with all the second half action coming up here in just a little bit. So we're 2.5 minutes in, 1 field goal so far. Teasley tries to make it 2, and he does. That's his second bucket. He's got all point 2. Bayon trying to put the moves on. This is some nice defense there by Evans, and that shows you how good Brian Bayon is, as he gets it anyway. Keyshawn Evans averaging close to a double-double, 16 points, 9.6 rebounds. Rojas attacks. Rojas got it in the foul. So that's the other sub for Vorhees. For the Pioneers, attacking is Davis, and he scores his first bucket in the game for Vorhees. Getting right around everybody. It's a slam dunk for Bayon as he gets into double figures already at the end of the half. Goes into Rojas, who's got 7 in the first half. Rojas attacks, and that's what Spartanburg was doing. Halftime break, come back, bring you the first half highlights. Double pump by Rojas, counted in the foul for Richard Rojas as he goes into double figures. All right, well, despite those highlights, Spartanburg Methodist trailing by 1 to Vorhees 36-35. It's about as wonky of a halftime box score you're going to see. Chris Sheeman back here with you, by the way, but the Tigers are only shooting 30% from the field. They are 6 of 16 from 3. Spartanburg Methodist is 50% from the field, 13 out of 26, but just 1 of 6 from downtown. The difference, even though the rebounding is even, I don't think I've ever seen this before, where the rebounding is even at 21, but Vorhees has 14 offensive rebounds. Pioneers were also very sloppy with the basketball in that first half. 10 turnovers, 7 steals for the Tigers. Xavier Finney has 3 of those steals, 2 blocks in the first half for Richard Rojas. Leading scorer is Keyshawn Evans. I mentioned he was likely close to a double-double. Well, I was right. 11 points, 9 rebounds, 4 of 12 shooting, though. 8 for Alonzo Johnson, 6 apiece for Fleetion and Bryson. And for Spartanburg Methodist, as we're underway here in this second period, it's really just 2 guys. Brian Bayon, 5 of 9 shooting. He's got 15 points. And that guy, Richard Rojas, is now 5 of 8 from the field. He has 12 points to go along with those 2 blocks. 4 points for Zanai Davis, 4 points for Kelton Teasley. That's it. That's the scoring for Spartanburg Methodist. Bayon has a couple of steals as well. Teasley with 2 assists. That's it. 2 assists on 13 makes for Spartanburg Methodist. Those are garbage numbers. 2 assists in a half. Terrible. But Spartanburg right in it as they try to win their 4th game of the year. Vorhees coming in just 1-5. But Spartanburg Methodist did lead by 9, but they cannot get a defensive rebound. As you see, Vorhees there just not shooting good at all, but the Pioneers finally getting a stop. Here's Bayon. Nifty move and the scoop and score there by Brian Bayon, who's up to 17 points, a game high. That is our 5th lead change. We had 1 tie in the first half. Bryson. And a reach can be called there on Teasley, I think. First foul in the second half. Spartanburg Methodist 3-7, 1-2 at home. Vorhees Tigers 1-5. They're 1-0 on the road, though. This is game 4 of a 13-game road trip. Well, they can't be 1-0 on the road if this is game 4. I got that wrong somehow, but anyways, just 1 victory on the year as Evans now up to a baker's dozen here tonight. Mason Lamb on the far side. Bounce pass goes to Davis. Davis gets around his man, and that's not easy to do when you're up against Evans, but Davis now up to 6 points. 7th lead change now. This one's starting to tighten up as we're underway here in the second half. Finney nearest us. Finney spins. Swings it out to Johnson, corner 3 off the back iron, tip for the rebound, chased down by Bayon, pushes it into the forecourt, and it poked away. Getting it back is Teasley out deep. Johnson hounding him. Pioneers will play again on Saturday on the 14th, part of a doubleheader. And Spartanburg Methodist will take on Columbia in that game. It'll be a 4 p.m. start, approximate start, and you can view it on Spartanburg Methodist Huddle channel. I'll be back with you on January 2nd. That'll be the next home game for the guys. So Teasley at the line, both teams with an early team foul. Kelton Teasley, 80% free throw shooter on the season thus far. Swishes in the first one. He's up to 5 points. Again, we haven't seen Kenny Burns today. So a big loss. His almost 4 assists per game. Leading the team in second in scoring at 19.8. So 1 out of 2 at the line for Teasley. 2-point lead for Spartanburg Methodist. They've led by as many as 9. Vorhees has led by as many as 5. Finney to Evans. Hands it off to Johnson for the Tigers. Defense went for the steal. That left the open shot for Bryson, who couldn't get it to go. Bayon goes behind the back. Had it poked away again. Rojas to the hoop. That shot blocked, but a foul. Keyshawn Evans picking up the foul. Not a bad guy to get in foul trouble if you can, if you're Spartanburg. Second team foul on Vorhees. As Rojas now with 13 in the game. Rojas 1 out of 2 from the free throw line. Fleetian with the rebound. And here come the Tigers now, trailing by 3. 6-2 start here in this second half for Spartanburg Methodist. Oh, that ball poked away. Out on the run, it's going to be a slam dunk for Rojas, and the Pioneers go up by 5. Rojas now with 15. He and Bayon have 32 of the 43. Open look on the left side. 3 ball was good earlier. 2 of them, in fact, for Fleetian. Couldn't get that one to go, though. Brian Bayon steps left, 17 in the game, misses the 3. Ball tipped out. Good hustle there by Teasley. Rojas now to Bayon, who attacks, scores, and the foul. Oh, Finney was begging for the charge, did not get the call, and it'll be an and 1 for Brian Bayon to try to put him at 20 points here tonight. 3 team fouls already on Vorhees, and the Tigers, James Williams, will make some subs. Number 12 is Darius Elkins. He's in the game for the first time. Down the road in Newberry. So Bayon with the and 1. Got it to go. 20 for Brian Bayon. Mentioned his last 2 games, a combined 49 points, upped his scoring average to 22.7. Elkins gets it on the handoff. He'll pull up from the baseline and get it to go. So a lot of guys who have not seen a lot of run for Vorhees so far this season. That's Elkins' first basket, according to the stats, which I'm not 100% on. Mason Lamb had his shot blocked. 46-40 Pioneers. Offensive rebound by Lawson, who's back in there as well. So Umar Lawson checking back in the game. Elkins Bryson from downtown. Contested three, got it anyway. So Bryson's got 9. It's all from downtown. His third triple. Every time Spartanburg pulls away a little bit, here comes Vorhees. A lot of fight in this 1-5 team. Nice cut down low, but got out of position a little bit, and the shot was awkward. And the bucket is good in transition for Evans, who's got 15. Keyshawn Evans closing the gap down to 1 now. Davis over to Lamb. Mason Lamb drives in, swings it out. Catch and shoot three is no good in the corner by Teasley. It's Bryson on the near side of your screen. Now Elkins. Goes back to Bryson, now on the far side. Shot clock winding down. Got to get to work here if you're Evans. He gets around his man, and that's a goaltend. So Evans now with 17 in the game. And we go to a timeout. 13:58 left to go. We have now our 8th lead change as Vorhees goes back up by 1. We'll be back. $13:58 left to go in the game, and we've had 8 lead changes. Just 1 tie, though. Nip and tuck kind of night for the Pioneers and Voorhees Tigers. Chris Sheeman back here with you from the home studio in Cleveland, Ohio, wherever you're watching from. We appreciate it. Do we have any Germans or Brits up late? It would be very late. It would be about 2 a.m. Maybe not quite as late in England. Mentioned Voorhees with an international roster, players from Germany, England, Senegal, the Bahamas. Lamb going out deep, gets around his man, the scoop no good. The spin, the shot, no, but the slam dunk by Evans. What a play by Evans, and what a night for him. He's up to 19. He's got a double-double. Ross down low, makes the extra pass, and then Davis had it swatted out of bounds. Voorhees up by 3. Lamb will go out of the game, and Isaac Gray checks in. The Pioneers have got to find some offense outside of Bayon and Rojas, who have combined for 35 of the 46. They just need more from the rest of the guys. I know they're shorthanded, but it's an opportunity. Man, now granted, I didn't get past. I didn't really even play much in high school in basketball, but the turnaround, Davis is going to go to the free throw line, but man, when the main guys went out, my eyes got big. I was like, I'm going to get to shoot the basketball today. And that should be the mindset for some of these guys. You got no burns today? Man, I'm going to get mine today. But so far, it's been heavily relied on Bayon, and credit Rojas, he stepped up, but they need more than that. Davis now has 7. I mean, we only have 4 guys who scored in this game. And again, you should be relishing this opportunity. If you're a player who doesn't get a lot of run, and assuming you're getting shots up in gym in practice, you should be ready to go. It should be an opportunity. Nice defense there by Ross. Pioneers. Ross gets the turnover. And we got another foul called as Jamarquise Johnson back in the game. The guilty party for Vorhees as the Tigers racking the fouls up. They have 4 now here in the first 4 minutes. Teasley to inbound it. Here's Gray in the corner. Teasley swings it out. Davis for 3, no good. Rebound by Evans. Mentioned he's got a double-double. 19 points, and I think he's got about a dozen rebounds. I'm not 100% on that. Lawson up top. McGlory back in now for Vorhees. Elkins had it tipped away. Here's Evans for 3, no good. Another offensive rebound. And the Pioneers are getting outworked by the Tigers. I mentioned 14 offensive rebounds for Vorhees in that first half. Blake Jackson is, I don't care if Spartanburg wins this or not, Blake Jackson's not going to be happy with some of these numbers that he's going to see. Rojas back in. Davis goes out of the game. Elkins, boy, I don't know how he got that pass away. Nice block there by Bayon. Bayon made contact, but, I mean, it's still a good defensive play. Make Evans earn it at the free throw line. He's been unstoppable today. He's a good free throw shooter at 70%. $20 now in the game for Evans, joining Bayon for the game high. He can now surpass him with this next free throw. Evans now with 21. Teasley in the corner. Some man pressure here for Vorhees. Throws it ahead to Gray, tiptoed. Rojas. Rojas, turn around, yes. Richard Rojas cuts the deficit down to 1. 11:50 left to go in the game. Elkins getting a lot of run here in this second half. Lawson out deep. McGlory. Evans. Shot clock at 2, and the bank is good. Counted in the foul. Lawson, his second bucket. He'll go to the line for an and 1 when we come back. 11:28 left to go in the game. It's Vorhees leading by 3. That's me, Chris Sheeman, back here with you. A good game going down to the wire. Vorhees back up. Game that's had 8 lead changes, just 1 tie. Biggest lead of the game was 9 for Spartanburg Methodist. Vorhees has led by as many as 5. It's Lawson at the free throw line. He is an 80% free throw shooter. And he's up to 5 points here today. So Vorhees by 4. Bayon's got 20, Rojas with 17. That is the bulk of the offense tonight for the Pioneers. Rojas, turn around, got another one. Rojas up to 19 points, cuts the deficit to 2. Spartanburg Methodist. Inside 11 to play. Trying to get victory number 4 on their first year in the NAIA. McGlory gets it back out to Elkins. Again, the shot clock is winding down. They're up against it, and they got to make something happen here. Oh, great defense there by the Pioneers. Now they have a 3-on-2. Gray has it blocked out of bounds. Davis is back in. He's got 8 points tonight. Ross goes out. Boy, Ross had a great game against Thomas. 12 points. He's scoreless here tonight, though. Gray in the corner. Davis had it poked away. Here's a steal by Vorhees and the slam dunk. Wilson back in the game. That's his first field goal. He's up to 3 points. At the midway point, Vorhees by 4. Gray attacks. Gray will go to the free throw line. 5 fouls now on Vorhees. Not 100% their fault, though. The Pioneers have been attacking the bucket here today. A Voorhees team that came in averaging just 2 blocks per game. Keyshawn Evans doing the bulk of that. Gray, really good free throw shooter at 93%. Oh, I jinxed him. He got 1 out of 2. That's kind of been 1 out of 2 kind of a day for Spartanburg Methodist, it feels like. Past the midway point now, here in this second half. Voorhees by 3. Extra pass out, and that 3 ball is swished in. The lead grows to 6 now for Voorhees. This is the biggest lead for the Tigers tonight. And Wilson off the bench with a quick 5 points. Hunter DeCure will come in as Gray goes out. Bayon into the forecourt. He attacks, makes the extra pass, and the dime goes to Davis, who's now in double figures with 10. 4-point game again, 9.5 to go. Davis is back in now for Voorhees. Gary Davis Jr. from Charlotte. He's going to work, gets cut off. Johnson now. Double pumps, hangs, got it to rim in. Johnson's first bucket. Jamarquise Johnson in the book. Voorhees matching its biggest lead. Bayon with another turnover, tried to get it back. And the Tigers are pumped up. All the momentum right now with Voorhees. And I believe they might have gotten a timeout called after they got the ball away from Bayon. So we'll step aside here for just a moment.
You work hard to get into college, but how does college work for you? By giving you flexible options to learn your way, on your time. By making career skills training part of your degree. by creating a welcoming and diverse campus where you can live while learning what you love. And by keeping costs affordable so you can get the full college experience without a lifetime of debt. SMC, college that works for you.
Well, it's only a 6-point game, but you can kind of feel the momentum shift a little bit here as the Tigers, they're getting a lot of the hustle plays here today against your Pioneers. And right now, Vorhees leads by 6. So far in the game, Evans has had a monster game for the Tigers. He's got 21, 9 for Bryson, 8 for Alonzo Johnson, 6 for Fleedion, 6 as well for Wilson. Lawson's got 5, 2 for Jamarquise Johnson, and then 2 for Elkins. Brian Bayon with 20, Richard Rojas with 19, Davis in double figures with 10, Teasley with 5, and Gray with 1. That is all the scoring for the Pioneers. So Tigers with the basketball, leading by 6, their biggest lead tonight. Looks like Johnson's back in there out of the timeout. Here's Davis, goes around to Cure, scoops and scores. That's his first bucket. The lead for Voorhees grows to 8. This HBCU Tigers program. Pioneers got to dig deep here. This is a winnable game for them against the 1-5 team, but they got to start to show some heart. Bayon swings it out. Pull up. Rojas can't get it to go. Rebound controlled by the Tigers. Into the forecourt, Wilson, who's played great off the bench over the last couple of minutes. I don't know if the pass was off or Evans wasn't looking for it. It stays with Voorhees, though. Now Wilson hung it short, stays with it. Yet another offensive rebound. Couldn't score, though. Here's Teasley. Teasley scored the first 4 points in the game for Spartanburg Methodist after Voorhees started the game with 5 quick points. DeCure attacks. DeCure threw it up. Nice just staying with your man defense there by Johnson for the Tigers. Chance now for Voorhees to go up double figures here. Johnson will go far side. Here's Wilson out deep with it. Johnson with the bounce pass. Evans, now here's Davis attacking, can't rim it in. Bayon another board. Spartanburg Methodist got to heat back up on this end of the court. They were shooting 50% at the half. Bayon pull up 3, yes! And the foul. Bayon with 23 in the game, and is that the shot that wakes up the Pioneers? We'll find out if Brian Bayon can complete the 4-point opportunity when we come back. 7:04 left to go in a 5-point game. Brian Bayon with 23 in the game. Actually, I think that might have been No, I have it right. So, yeah, that was a three-pointer. I thought maybe his foot was on the line, but it is an opportunity for a 4-point play here for Bayonne. Can cut the lead in half. Voorhees led by 8. Timothy Smith, number 32, back in for Voorhees. So Bayonne up to 24 here today. And he does cut the deficit in half, just like that. It's 4 as we go inside 7 to go in the game. Krishima back here with you, wherever you're watching from. We do appreciate it. We've had good numbers so far in these games. This is our last game on YouTube for the semester. Be back with you January 2nd. The men will play on Saturday, though. Don't forget, you can catch the game on Spartanburg's Huddle channel. Teasley got tripped up. That is 17 fouls on Voorhees. Smith, the guilty party. So 1-1 time for the Pioneers, and a good spot to be for Spartanburg Methodist when you're down. Getting into the bonus was still, 6:32 to go. Plenty of time in this game. Kelton Teasley, 80% at the line this season. Front end is good. He's up to 6 points. One out of 2 again. Evans, another rebound for him. I mentioned he had a double-double almost at the start of the second half. Johnson swings it out to the other Johnson. It's Alonzo to Jamarquise. Evans, boy, they're just collapsing around him. Makes the extra pass, and that's going to be a shot clock violation. That is the kind of effort I've been looking for all night from Spartanburg Methodist on defense. They've played pretty well defensively, but it's those effort plays. It's the little extra something. It's the momentum. It's the hustle. Teasley over to Davis. Davis gets around his man, lays it way too strong off the glass, though. Then it's poked away by Teasley. Voorhees, they tried to save it and ran out of room, so Pioneer's going to get the basketball back as Bryson comes back into the game. So Bryson back in. Wilson goes out. Pioneers can tie with a 3. Rojas attacks, the turnaround too strong. Nice fight there by Davis, and it's last touch by Voorhees out of bounds. 5:37 to go. This one going to come down to the wire. Where have we seen this script before for Spartanburg Methodist? Man, they played, I think, the first, 4 or 5 games were all decided by 1 point or 2 points. Bayonne the step back, in and out, rebound by Johnson. Jamarquise with the board, gets it back now to the other Johnson. It's Alonzo Johnson, top of the key. Johnson the turnaround, couldn't get it to go. Rebound controlled by Spartanburg. Rojas going coast to coast, yes. It's a 1-point game. Rojas now with 21. The reigning conference defensive player of the week. Bryson over on the far side for the Tigers. Two players running at him, boy. Johnson gets the 3, but Evans had the mismatch. I thought he should have posted up there on DeCure. Instead, he passed it out. They're running at Bayonne. Throws it out to DeCure. Drives baseline, but no, he was out of bounds. He was out of bounds, and that'll be a turnover, no bucket. Finney back in the game, brings it into the forecourt. Finney, Johnson, Smith. Bryson now for three, got another one. So Bryson with 12. 4 3-pointers, lead back to 4 for the Tigers. Inside 4 minutes to go in this game. Spartanburg Methodist got to keep attacking here. Bayon, no, it's blocked. And what do we got here? Didn't see what happened in the backcourt there. Might be a timeout by Vorhees. .343 left to go. The Tigers trying to win for just the second time this season. Spartanburg trying to win for the second time on its home court. We'll be back. .343 left to go here in the game, and Voorhees back up by 4 points. Chris Sheeman back here with you. 18 combined between Bayon and Rojas here in this second half. 9 points each. Those two have single-handedly kept Spartanburg in striking distance. Bryson with 12 points on 4 triples, walks it into the forecourt for the Tigers. He'll step back, come up short. DeCure tips the rebound, and Bayon got popped in the face there by Smith. So it'll be another 1-and-1 for Spartanburg. Oh, correction, the foul was before that. So DeCure will go to the line. Hunter DeCure, this first free throws for Hunter here on the season. DeCure being called into duty today and gets the first free throw. He's on the board. Pioneers have had to go deeper into the bench without Kenny Burns. So 1 out of 2 at the line, flying in for the offensive rebound, Teasley. Bayon going to work. Turn around, in and out, right back in. Bayon now with 26. It's a 1-point game. Every time it looks like one of these teams is going to pull away, it's just been real close, nip and tuck kind of night. Finney with 2 points, gets it out to Johnson. Evans with 21 today. Evans attacks, Evans scores. Timeout with 2:55 left to go. The Tigers stop the clock.
You work hard to get into college, but how does college work for you? By giving you flexible options to learn your way, on your time. By making career skills training part of your degree. By creating a welcoming and diverse campus where you can live while learning what you love. And by keeping costs affordable so you can get the full college experience without a lifetime of debt. SMC, college that works for you.
2:55 left to go in what's been a very tight game. Vorhees did lead by as many as 8 here in the second half. Spartanburg Methodist led by as many as 9. That was 30-21 back in the first half. I'm Chris Shima, glad to be with you. Final time for me. I'll be with you again, Pioneers fans, January 2nd. Spartanburg Methodist finishing up this 3-game homestand on the 14th against Columbia. That'll be on the Huddle channel. So have a good Christmas, holiday, New Year, all of those things. Come on back with us on January 2nd. I'm looking forward to chatting with you again. Teasley rejected by Evans, and then a foul is called. Evans upset. The foul was not on Evans, though. Foul was on Johnson. That's 9 team fouls. So Teasley back at the line. Chance to make it a 1-point game, and the free throws are just not falling consistently for Spartanburg here tonight. It's rare. Band's got a double-double now, so neither free throw good, but Rojas is there. Rojas with 23 now. So Band's got a double-double. Evans has a double-double here today. Both main players for each team showing out. 1-point game. Boy, Bryson forced that one up. Bayon over to Rojas. Rojas in the lane, swings it out to Bayon for 3. In and out, offensive rebound. Davis got it to go. Spartanburg back on top. Davis with a dozen, minute 54 left to go in the game. And Spartanburg retakes the lead on the 9th lead change. So the Pioneers call timeout. Possession arrow favors the Tigers. Spartanburg can play plenty aggressive here down the stretch as well, with just 3 team fouls. Vorhees, meanwhile, has 9. So 12 second chance points for Spartanburg Methodist is what I'm being told from the gym. And remember, Vorhees had those, how many offensive rebounds did they have? 14 offensive rebounds at the half. So Spartanburg Methodist has started to crash the offensive glass here in this second half. And I said they needed to wake up a little bit. They needed to dig a little deeper, and they have done that here, retaking the lead after going down by 8. And the Pioneers now, and head coach Blake Jackson looking to win for the second time on the home court here in game 2 of this 3-game homestand. Pioneers going to play a D1 against UNC Wilmington on December 28th. It'll be an exhibition over by the beach. And then that game against Columbia will wrap up the homestand on the 14th. Got to finish this one off, though. Still nip and tuck game. Evans out deep with it. Finney gets cut off. Back to Evans. They're feeding the big man, and he has really performed well today. 25 in the game now, and Davis is doing all he can. Evans, it's just good offense beating good defense there. Bayon for 3, no. And, Davis just threw a rocket from point-blank range that was airmailed out of bounds. So 10th lead change in the game now. Fleetion comes out. Lawson back in for Vorhees. Minute 9 left to go. Here we go again, Pioneers fans. Whatever fingernails you had left are about to be gone. Ooh, yeah, it's going to be a foul. But like I said, Spartanburg can play that way. That's just the 4th team foul. So with a minute 1 left to go, stay aggressive. Put it on the officials. So Finney will inbound it now for the Tigers here. They look down low for the big guy. He caught it right on the baseline. Lawson going to work. Banks it off the glass. 3-point lead for Vorhees. 47 seconds left to go. Timeout by Spartanburg. We will be right back. All right, 47.4 left to go. Pioneers got to go here. They can go 2 for 1. You don't see 2 for 1 a lot in college. Part of it is, advancing the basketball, which is something that's got to change on the guys' side. Like they did that with the women years ago. Let's get with the program. But they can go 2 for 1 here and then just play straight up defense. Brian Bayon slipped, got it back. Bayon got around 2 men, throws it off the glass. Yes, and the foul. And an opportunity for Bayon to tie it with 31.4. McGlory going to go out of the game as Johnson comes back in. Correction, that's not Johnson, that's Lawson. Bayon to tie it. He does, and we're even at 72. It's just the second tie in what's been a tight game. 29 for Bayon. No timeout here for Vorhees. They can basically take the last shot. There's going to be about a second and a half, if not a few ticks more, and now Vorhees will call time. So let's set the situation here, all tied at 72. Now, if you're Spartanburg, you see the fouls there on your screen. 4 fouls. I'm using a couple. Get to that 6-team foul. Use those fouls up. Make them inbound a couple of times. The possession arrow, it looks like favors Vorhees right now. So on any tie-up, the Tigers would keep possession. At least that's the way it looks on the screen to me. So 12.2 left to go. Tied at 72. Tigers will have the basketball and a chance to basically walk it off. Again, there's an almost 2-second difference between the game and shot clock. So if they use the entire clock, Spartanburg in theory could do a Christian Leitner and still have a chance, but it's difficult. Lawson will inbound it now. Look out for Evans. They get it in the backcourt to Bryson. Bryson with 8 seconds. Bryson goes. Bryson throws it up. It's blocked, but a foul is called on Spartanburg. That is not what I meant when I said use your fouls. They should have fouled him when he was on his way to the hoop. So Bryson from Rock Hill has played real well today and has given his team the lead now with 5.3 seconds. Still plenty of time here for Spartanburg, no matter what happens. And James Williams tells his guy, get back. Get back and play defense. They're going to keep one guy there on a rebound. So Bryson gets them both. 14 in the game, and now Spartanburg Methodist will call time. We'll bring you to the finish. Vorhees trying to close it out. We'll see if they can when we come back. All right, 5 seconds and a couple of ticks for Spartanburg Methodist. Look out for Bayon here if they try to go for the winner. Some ball pressure here by Vorhees, good idea. So they get it to Bayon. Bayon with 3, Bayon with 2, Bayon from half court for the win. No, and Vorhees escapes. The Tigers win for just the second time this season, taking down Spartanburg Methodist 74-72. Pioneers drop to 3-8, 1-3 here at home. And again, they'll be back in action December 14th. That's Saturday against Columbia, part of a doubleheader. Pioneers fans, you can watch that one on the Huddle account. My name's Chris Sheeman. That's it for me, folks. I'll talk to you again January 2nd. Until then, have yourselves a great holiday. Happy New Year. Happy Christmas. And we'll see you again in 2025. Take care.